You're listening to WNJC 1360 AM in Washington Township, New Jersey, and on the web at WNJC1360.com or Forsyth Broadcasting Company. Up next, the Mystic Hour.
And Internet land, it is I, the Mystic, coming to you live once again from WNJC 1360 AM, Washington Township, New Jersey, and of course, broadcasting live here at the Mystic's Realm Studios. Folks, it is a beautiful night. It is crisp. It is quiet. It is awesome. I hope everybody had a great and happy and safe Memorial weekend. I know there's a lot of crazies out there, but wow. You know, it's been a great one. I got to tell you, I had a great Memorial weekend. Of course, you know, held the memory of, wow, we got a plane flying overhead, folks. It's an air raid. Compliments of Memorial weekend. No, had a great weekend, but, you know, of course, all this, you know, despite all the barbecuing and all the great food and family and friends and such, you know, it did give me a moment to reflect on our country and the service that, you know, our boys are doing overseas. And, you know, it's wartime. It's an ugly time. It's a horrible time. But, you know, I do have a Mystic Minute that I want to get to, but we'll get to that way later on in the show. We have a lot of callers calling in early tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hook those guys up. I want to remind all of you and welcome you to the show, tuning me into your homes and businesses this evening. This is the Mystic Hour, Tri-State Area, and the world's free call-in live psychic talk show, as you already know. But I'm your host, the Mystic, professional psychic of 15 years, and I'm here to assist you in matters of love and life and health and success and destiny. Just here for you, my people. So I want to give you these numbers. You guys can give us a call at 856-227-1360. and 856-232-7077. Give us a call. Again, this is a free service, folks. It's pretty cool. Compliments of sponsors and the wonderful people that you'll be hearing sometime within the half hour. But in the meantime, we do have callers on the line, don't we? So we're going to go ahead and take those. And again, I want to remind you all that we are going to have a Mystic Minute, but I think we're going to wait towards the end of the show on this one. But it's a nice little Memorial Day weekend kind of thing. I love you guys. So let's go to those phones. Lucky caller, you are on the air. Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. Your name?
Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. And you're calling from?
Belmont.
Okay, Belmont, New Jersey. Great to hear from you. And how can I help you this evening?
I'd like to have a reading on a few things, actually.
Okay.
There's the first one is court. It's a legal problem that I've been having.
Oh, my.
I want to know if you see anything on that.
Okay. Stand by, and we shall see what we shall see, my dear.
Because I haven't heard anything as far as a court date.
Right. And really, to be perfectly honest with you, that's what I'm getting more than anything else is just your anxiety over it, not really the case itself. You know what I mean? So relax a little bit and focus on this a little bit more, because really all I'm picking up is the anxiety from that, and, you know, that's not going to get us anywhere, right? So just relax for a moment. Focus on your situation a little bit. All right, reflect on it. See, that's a little better. Couple different things going on with this, my dear. All right, one of which, well, I got to tell you that I do sense some guilt on your part on this. I got to tell you that.
Right.
So, that never favors well. It really doesn't. I can tell you that you will have a fair hearing. I can tell you that, and I don't mean to sound cliche, but what I'm trying to tell you is you're not going to get, ripped off here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sense that. Now, the one thing that I will tell you that because it is a fair hearing, because it is a fair, gig going on here, I highly suggest a really good lawyer. Because, unfortunately, that's the only, because it's fair, there's really nothing swaying on your side here. So you want to get the best representation you can on stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just to make sure, if you really want to pull this off, that would be your best bet is to go that route.
It's been since March.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been to court twice already on it, and now I got to go back.
Right.
But I haven't heard anything yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's been dropped, and they're not telling me. And I was going to look into it, but I don't want to open up a can of worms.
I understand.
Tomorrow I'm going to look into it and see.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to call the courts and find out what's up because, if you just ask the, information desk, they'll put you through to not their chambers, but to a bunch of people that handle that courtroom. You understand? And by doing so, I don't think you'll be opening up a can of worms. I think you'll just be getting informed. But, I got to tell you, this isn't a burn here. You're not getting ripped off here. This is, this really happened. So, you got to pay the piper. That's just the way of things. But I think you're going to be treated fairly here. I don't think, everything is a factor, including the fact that, this has never happened like this before.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff, everything that can play in your favor is.
Right.
It's not like you're getting an evil judge. I don't sense that. I don't. I don't sense the judge is out to get you here. I sense you're really getting a fair gig here, which is awesome,
Yeah.
It's a lot better than some people get.
Huh.
Some people don't get a fair trial. Some people get railroaded either by the color of their skin or their attitude or whether or not the judge, had maritals the night before.
Mm-hmm.
All those things can play a factor.
Right.
But I don't sense that with you. I sense this is, fair.
Well, good. That makes me feel a little better.
You should.
Good to know.
You should. You should feel a lot better because, again, I've seen a lot lesser crimes get a lot worse.
Right. Well, I don't know about getting a really good lawyer because as far as the financial situation goes,
right,
it's not good right now.
I understand that, too.
Can you tell me what you see as far as finances?
Yeah,
and,
drastic transition for you. But, the problem here, it's not that you're not getting out there and trying because I really sense that you are.
Right. Yeah, I tried for the school to see if I can go back to school.
You are bogging yourself down with so much that by the time you walk in there to talk to these people, you're a mess.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying this to be evil. I'm not saying it to be rude. I'm not saying it to be anything other than helpful to you. You understand that? Excellent.
Right.
Because, really, this is the situation. You got a lot going on. I sense, health problems, not with you, but, with the family that is just, really weighing heavily on your mind. And no offense to them, but I don't think they're helping either.
Not at all.
You understand? So, I feel your pain. I feel the weight on your shoulders. But, number one, there's nothing you can do to fix that. So you have to accept that, and by doing so, a lot of that burden will be gone.
Yeah.
The second thing you have to do, though, is, you got to start looking out for you.
Yeah.
And really, by the time you walk into some of these places, you're frantic. You're in a panic talking to these people. Nobody likes a desperate person.
All right.
No one. They're horrible.
Yeah, I'm trying to start my own business up. I just made flyers up today. Can you tell me if you see anything with that?
See, I've told you this a long time ago, that you've always had a knack for that sort of thing. But you're not following through.
I know.
You've got to make sure you follow through on this. If you would just follow through, any venture that you get into, you'd probably do really well with.
Mhm.
You know, and I've talked to you about this for a long time, and it's almost like you avoided it. Every time I mention your own gig, you know, and you can't.
Yeah, I guess I have to quit the procrastinating club.
Yeah, you could do that maybe tomorrow or something.
They always cancel anyway.
Day after. No, you know, you do. You have to stop procrastinating and stop procrastinating about the procrastinating.
Yeah.
You can't do that either.
This is true.
You can't say, I got to stop procrastinating. Maybe I'll start doing that next week or something. That's still procrastination, isn't it?
Do you see me working in a month?
I actually do see something going on here, but I sense this is a school of some kind, or a training of some kind of gig there.
Huh. What type of work? Do you know? What line of work?
I don't know. I don't think it's being a teacher, but I definitely sense...
I'll be learning.
You know. Well, I don't know. I think there's a job around there for you somewhere. I just see that. I see you getting a job in either some kind of school, training facility, whatever. Maybe beauty school. Maybe, honestly, I really don't know. I tell you if I don't know, and I don't know. But I think this is a school here, and I'm picking it up pretty strong, and there's a few bucks to be made.
Really?
But I don't think you're going to be a teacher. I think it's something else. You might be something, you know, and doing some administrative stuff or whatever. But I think it's some kind of a school.
A school close to home, or?
Let's hope.
Because I'm not sure. I was working at a school recently, but I had to run because I was getting beaten up on by the autistic kids.
Right.
Yeah, I had to get out of it.
Maybe you can find something like that, just a little more suitable. You know what I mean? A little calmer or whatever. Or, you know, maybe where they're tied down or something. I don't know. No, that was horrible. Stop that. That wasn't right at all. Don't be tying down the autistic kids. That's not right.
They're very intelligent. They're actually amazing.
Oh, they truly are.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, the human mind, don't even get me started on that. It's the most amazing thing in the world. It truly is. It's the most amazing computer. It's the most amazing, you know, source of power and you know, everything. It's just
I loved working with them, and I love them, but I just couldn't take the environment anymore. It got to be very depressing because I had a lot of empathy for them. You know what I mean? It's just hard to sit there and watch a child thrash themselves around.
But see, that's why, though. See, that's why it didn't work for you, because you were allowing your emotions to get involved with your thinking, and it screwed you.
It's true.
You know,
how about love?
Emphasize this so strongly. This is why I emphasize this so strongly. You know, you cannot let your emotions run your life. When you're going into these interviews, your emotions are running that show, and it's screwing you. When you worked at that place, your emotions started running the show, no matter how good you worked with those children, and I have no doubt that they miss you to this very day. Yeah. But, you know, you let your emotions get involved. They kick your butt, and you lose again. This is the way of things, folks. If you let your emotions run your life, you're going to get screwed every single time. That is the flesh. This is why the Bible tells us to avoid the flesh. You know, don't listen to it. Don't listen to what it's trying to tell you, because it's wrong all the time. All the time. You know, now that instinct, that intuition that I preach so hard about, you know, this is the way of things. This is what makes our life easier. This is what makes it more enjoyable. This is what makes it more at ease, more comfortable, more loving. You know, everybody thinks love is such a big emotion. No, it's not. Love is an instinctive thing. You can't help it. You know, it's not
Speaking of love.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you see anything in my near future?
I know, I'm babbling. I'm very sorry.
That's okay.
I see something still working here in your present, at least, on your end of things. And darling, you must move forward.
With the guy out west?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still talk to him and everything.
Okay.
I must move forward for
Call
him.
me psychic.
What's that?
I said, call me psychic.
Yeah, you are good. Let me tell you.
I know what I see here with you, dear. And, this is going nowhere.
You said not to, just to move on from it?
Of course.
Yeah, I've been thinking that.
I know.
Yeah.
You should listen to your instincts. They know better. But your emotions say, yeah, but you never know. Something might happen later. Right?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Anybody else in the lineup?
That would depend on how quickly you get over this mess.
Yeah.
You're a lovely person, but you're bogging yourself down with too much crap. You really are. And it's ruining every aspect of your life. It's ruining the relationship with your friends and your family. And I say ruining it because no matter how close you are, you can't get over all the emotional burden of the health issues and the whole bit, and you don't have anywhere near as good a time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's on them, too. So, Mom, Dad, if you're listening, help out here with this because it's important. Everybody has to accept what they have to do here. And you can't have as much emotional burden as you're accepting and still be progressive. You can't. It's impossible. You're bogging yourself down. So you need to knock that off. You need to start looking out for you more. You need to start becoming a little more instinctive instead of emotional. And I know I say that at least, once a show, but, I can't stress how important that is. Everybody asks, how do we get closer to God? By doing that. How do we get, psychic ability? By doing that. How do we find the one we truly are supposed to be with? By doing that, because your instinct already knows who you're supposed to be with and where they are and how to get there and all that mess. It already knows. But you're not going to get squat until you do what you're told, because these are the rewards. You're reaping what you sow here. And if you ask in the right way, sure, things will come to you. That's just the way of things. But you got to do what you're told first. And what you're being told is to drop the nutter, quit being so psychotic when you're showing up for these interviews, and look around for a school, because I'm telling you, there's something with that. And again, I think you should stick around with these sick children. It does wonders for you, but you can't use the emotional attachment there either.
Right.
You're good with them. You're real good with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. It's really hard to look at those children in the eyes knowing full well that, there's a brilliant mind in there and they just can't get out.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Sad.
It is. But, you can't go with that. So, drop this loser, move forward, and honestly, dear, as soon as you do this, and I mean as soon as you do this, you'll find somebody. Won't be the one, but you will find somebody a lot more suitable to you. I really sense that strongly. I do. It's right around the corner, but you haven't sown yet. You got to sow first, then reap. Right? Or reap, then sow. I forget which, but do that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the reading. What is your home number again for another reading?
Sure. You can give us a call at 856, and this goes for all of you out there. If you need a private reading off the air, you guys can give us a call at 856-803-4463. That number again is 856-803-4463, or you can just contact me through the website, whichever you need to do.
Okay, great.
Well, Teresa, thank you so much for calling the show. And honestly, you got so much going on, but your emotional side is putting a damper on every aspect of your life. And that's what it does. That's typical. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is so typical of what the emotions will do for you. So stop listening. All right, dear?
All right. Take
You're
it
awesome.
easy.
Hey, thank you so much for calling the show, and God bless you and your entire family.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks. Well, it was Teresa in Belmar, New Jersey. Lovely area, Belmar. It is fabulous. I want to remind all of you, this is a free call-in live psychic talk show. I am your host, The Mystic, and this is The Mystic Hour. You guys can give us a call at 856-227-1360 and 856-232-077. Just that simple, folks. We do have another caller online, so let's go ahead and take that caller now. Lucky caller, you are live. Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. Your name?
First say I really, really enjoy listening to your show, Mystic. You're always so upbeat, and you're very forthright, but you're not hurtful, and you're very helpful. I really enjoy your show.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Keep listening, because I can be hurtful sometimes.
No, I really think,
but, you know
you get... I'm one of those people. I'm pretty forthright. I'd rather have the honest truth than a lie any day.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, they say the truth will set you free, and yeah,
It's
you know,
true.
it's painful.
But you know, we grow from everything.
We
Mystic,
do.
You know.
We do. But see, that's why that's why you enjoy yourself so much, because of that right there. You know, you like the truth. You want to get to the truth, and that's something that you've always done. But there's some of us out there who, and it's one thing to just deny the truth, but to, like, go out of your way to avoid it.
Right.
Like, I don't want to pick out a bunch of names, but, like, you know, some of the evangelists that are out there, you know, they're constantly saying, deny everything, except for wwhatever we tell you, and, keep passing that collection plate around full.
Exactly.
And what?
My name's
So
Kim,
I listen to some of this stuff, and I'm just amazed that,
what
people...
blows my mind is that these people can watch that and listen to it and believe it.
And be hooked right in. That's right, deny everything.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing to me. Truth is many-faceted. Everybody says, oh, there's one truth, and that's it, and that's it, and that's it.
Yeah,
And that is a lie. Truth is many-faceted, like a huge diamond. And there's many, many ways to look at truth. And, it can be the exact same thing and have completely opposite answers, and yet still both be true.
That's true. That's
happens
correct.
all the time.
That's right.
If you come out of a cold place into room temperature, well, that's going to feel a lot warmer to you. If you come out of a hot place into that same room, it's going to feel a lot cooler. So who's lying?
That's right.
Neither one. It's all
But
up to
it's still
perspective,
74,
right? It's all perspective. All perspective. And that goes the same with everything. Not just truth, but all truths. The way the universe is, the way God is, the way heaven is. It's not one single truth here, folks. It's many truths. It's many sides to it. And, I believe God is many-faceted in that respect, I believe that pretty much every way everybody sees God is correct. It's some of the interpretations that are a little nuttier than others, but it's still correct, I believe those Muslims truly do see an Allah. I have a feeling that when they meet him, though, he's probably really upset that they're killing themselves out there.
I agree with you on that 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I believe that the Catholic priest that has done well all his life, when he goes to his maker, he probably stands there at the podium with St. Peter and the pearly gates and the whole bit and gets his little harp or whatever down his alabaster streets and the cities of gold and blah, 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 and because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be heaven, would it?
Right.
But see, the scary part about that is it works both ways. Like, hell is exactly as you perceive it, individually. For example, they say in some of the Christian standards that hell is, the fire and the brimstone and the screaming and the agony. That's like every rock video I've ever seen. I can think of a lot worse things than that.
Yeah.
I'm a creative guy.
Yeah.
So I can think of a lot worse things, than that. Like, for example, off the top of my head, I think the worst thing in the world, for me, hell would be to be completely, totally, and utterly alone.
That's exactly what I think.
No demons, devils, tormented souls, no fire, no nothing, just dark, cold, alone, forever.
Yeah. exactly what I think hell is, just being without
That's
God.
pretty spooky, huh?
Yeah, it is. And that wouldn't work.
Or,
yeah.
you know, if you really wanted to get into total horrific standards, I could be strapped to a chair and be forced to watch Kevin Costner films for eternity. I'm kidding, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, I mean, I can think of a lot worse things, you know, in my life than that. So, there you have it.
Mystic, I did have fun.
So, I'm sorry. I've been babbling all about my stuff. Let's talk about you for a little while.
That's great. That's great.
First off, your name, darling.
Kim.
And where are you calling from?
South Dakota.
Okay, now we got you. We're zooming in on you as we speak. It's like psychic Google I got going on here. It's just kind of. All right, we're in. So how can I help you, my dear?
Well, I have two questions. One of them is nothing at all, nothing serious at all.
Okay.
And the other one kind of is. It's a big deal to me because I just came to my
again, that depends on perspective, but go on.
Okay. Well, I just came into my spirituality not too long ago. I was raised a Catholic, but my eyes were completely opened probably the last 5 years.
God bless you.
Thank you. What I'm getting at is here, when I was a young girl, I was probably 11, 13. The first time it happened, I was 11. The second time it happened, I was 15. I had visions.
Okay.
And those were the only 2 times until much later in my life.
Okay.
But when I was 15, I was given this just out of nowhere, and I had no idea. And being a Catholic kid, that just doesn't happen. You know, you don't talk about it, you don't share it with anybody because you're a freak if you do, you know. And so I kept it to myself, and I basically forgot about it for 25 years until this guy walked in. I was hiring him, and I thought, oh, my God. I mean, it just brought back this flood of, and it wasn't a physical attraction to this guy. It was just, bling, the minute he walked in, this vision was brought back to me. My question is, because this vision when I was a child was basically God telling me, okay, this is what your life's going to be, okay, so be prepared for it because this is what's going to happen. And everything that I was told has happened, and the rest of it was supposed to happen when I was much older, which today I am.
Yes.
And I wonder, Mystic, am I on that path? Is this vision really true? Did I imagine this, or is this stuff still coming to me, or... I don't know, but I'm kind of confused because I'm a little anxious. You know, I'd like it to happen because it was a wonderful, wonderful thing I was told. But I don't want to feel foolish either and hold out and wait for it to happen either. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Kim, that first off, you know, thanks for calling the show. And, you know, it's really great to, you know, do readings every week on this show. But questions like these are very few on this show over the past 7 years. Like, you know, questions, not, you know, questions about readings, but questions about spirituality or ghosts or whatever. So, you know, every once in a while I kind of throw into the mix a Mystic Minute that, you know, discusses things of that nature or just whatever I feel like, you know, whining about at the time. But that is a great question. So here's the deal, though. It's not an easy answer, okay? In the effect of a definitive one.
Okay.
It's impossible to give you. The reason why is because, you know, God does work in mysterious ways, but he also works in vast numbers of them.
Right.
Vast numbers of them. Vast numbers of ways to bring you the message.
Okay.
Whether it's a sign in the sky, or whether it's a sign in your heart, or whether it's a dream that you had, or whether it's a vision that you had. And, you know, I have had visions all of my life from as far back as I can remember. You know, I can barely remember talking and watching a little girl fall down some steps that a couple minutes later I saw a girl falling down those same set of steps. And that was my life, you know. I thought everybody was like that, though.
Yeah.
You know, I thought everyone had that. And then when I found out that I didn't, and that I was, as you said, a freak, that's when I was like, well, that's kind of strange. So I just kind of kept it to myself for years.
Yeah.
And then it started really getting bad during high school, and that's when I kind of started coming out with it and letting everybody know, I need some help here with this.
Yeah.
But I came out at a bad time, and everybody blamed it on adolescence instead.
Yeah.
That's just the way of things. They can't help but, want to label it as the easiest thing to label it as.
Right.
But even to this day, in fact, very recently, I had a set of visions that I can't explain. And I don't get many of those. Almost every vision I've been able to interpret in one form or another. Now, I may have a slight misinterpretation, but I'm usually in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've had a similar type of vision 3 times over the past year and a half, I'd say.
The same vision?
No, but they were very similar.
Okay.
They were about different people, but they were similar. I don't really want to get into too many details on this because, again, I don't know what this is, so I'm still working on the interpretation.
Sure.
You're going to have to do the same thing, though.
Well, I don't have a question of what the vision was.
The question is, are you insane? No.
No.
But, is this God telling you a certain thing? And that's a very good possibility, dear. It really is, because this is how it works.
Yeah, well, he did. He specifically, almost opened up a book and said, this is what your life's going to be. And I guess the question isn't, did that happen? Because I know it did, just like you knew yours.
Right.
Whether someone thought you was crazy or not. I guess my question is, though, am I on the path to fulfilling that? Or, the question
is... Well, that's
see,
again, I think you are. But you have to do, in order for you to do exactly what God wants you to do, it's a lot easier than a lot of people think. Just take what God gave you and run with it. Whatever it is. Exploit it at every opportunity. Put it out there at every given chance. Every talent, every ability, every knack, everything you were born to do.
And that's what it was. I was told that, you were born to do this, and you will do it, and this is when it's going to happen. I'm at that age now, and I'm thinking, come on, God, give me the stuff. I'm waiting. And that's all. I'm just kind of anxious. I'm kind of just hoping this kind of moves along a little faster. I think.
Well, you have to make it move along faster.
Well, it doesn't involve just me, though.
Of course not.
So, I can't change the course of what other people do either,
No, you can't. But, this is what happens when you rely on other people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is something that you chose to do. And I think it was the right decision at the time, yes. But I think you could actually still make this ball roll a little faster yourself.
How do I do that?
Well, as with anything like that, it's all about promotion, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay. Can I ask you a silly question?
Sure.
It involves just a silly little legal matter. I made a verbal agreement with someone, and they're trying to back out of it. And I wonder if it would be a good idea, because I'm kind of tired of getting, someone not keeping their word with me,
Well, if that was the case, my dear Kim, if that was the case, if you were really that tired of getting screwed over on agreements, you wouldn't have a verbal agreement.
Yeah, it was one of those deals that I didn't see it coming. He told me what he wanted. I said, I can do that. And then I said, in exchange for blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm wondering if I did take him to court, would it be favorable in my...
Not very.
Not?
I mean, you'd probably get maybe what you put into it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, learn your lesson, right?
Yeah, just, get it in writing, dear. It's the way of things. Always get your stuff in writing.
Well, again, it is always such a pleasure to hear you.
And you as well, Kim. It is always a pleasure to hear from us, South Dakota people.
Yeah. great job, and again, it's just so much fun because they're so upbeat and you always leave with a positive note.
Well, it's a wonderful life, and this is one of the main reasons, that I like doing this show so much is because I get to share the fact that this is a fabulous life, and it's a lot of love and a lot of happiness and a lot of joy in this world, despite all the negativity that's going on. But we all have to choose whether or not to be positive or be negative. I could be sitting here on a soapbox this whole hour complaining about how nobody gets off their butt and how, all these wars are going on and, this whole, election coming up is a disaster already. And, I could sit there and whine and complain and cry and grr my way through a show easily.
Yeah.
But what's that for?
Yeah, what's the point? Exactly.
I could watch the news and listen to somebody's negative opinion if I want.
That's right.
Because that's really all the news is anymore is, everybody's negative opinion.
That's right.
The network's opinion on this or that or the war or the president or, whatever. It's just, hideous. I don't want to listen to opinion, When I turn on the news, I want to hear some facts. I want to hear some weather reports.
That's right.
I don't want to hear whether or not, they think this immigration law should or should not be passed. It's not for you to
all
say.
The stuff going on.
That's for us to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's ugly. But anywho, so there's no point in getting ugly. I try to stay as positive as I can because it's a positive world out there, whether people realize it or not. And I really appreciate you calling the show and recognizing that, Kim, because it is. It's a wonderful life that we have.
That's why I listen to it, Missy, because I know there's good people out there, and I know there's positive events happening every day. We just don't get to see that for some reason and hear about it on the television and the newspapers. They're just bombarding us with all this garbage. And that's why finding someone like you is really a nice little thing to carry around in my pocket.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Kim. I really do. And, of course, I want to thank you again for calling the show. And God bless you and your entire family. You're awesome.
Thank you. You have a good night tonight.
God bless. You too.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Wow, all the way from the Dakotas. That's pretty cool. Folks, we're going to go ahead and introduce you to some of our wonderful sponsors. And when we come back, we'll have more free psychic readings with the Mystic. And hopefully, we'll get that Mystic Minute out there too, okay? So stick around.
Does your spirit need a vacation as bad as you do?
Look no further. Coming December of 2007,
The Mystic Psychic Cruise Spectacular. 7 days and nights on one of the world's largest cruise ships. As we travel the Caribbean and check out the islands of the Bahamas, you'll join us for 3 exclusive seminars by the Mystic as you enjoy everything the ship has to offer. Dinners, parties, even an exclusive cocktail party for the Mystic's special guests. If you snorkel, you can be the Mystic's guest as he performs a never-attempted underwater psychic reading on stones said to be built by Atlantis, a not-to-miss event. Meet fellow spiritualists from all over the world, perfect for singles or couples. Check the website for details or call Cruise Events at 1-800-695-5253. Book now. Cabins are going very fast. That number again is 1-800-695-5253. Ask for Susan, and we'll see you in the Bahamas.
We last left our hero high in the Himalayas, seeking truth from the wise wizard who lives there.
God, I hope this guy's home. Hello, anyone there?
I am the wizard who holds the answer to which you seek. Behold, I give you the sword of destiny.
Yes, it's very nice, but that's not why I'm here.
Ah, you seek the Holy Grail, of course. Now, where did I put that Holy Grail?
No, that's not why I'm here either. I'm just looking to find a deal on computers.
Well, that's easy. Quartz Computers at 856-656-0443 are here for all your PC needs. Upgrades, repairs, all done on site. Even most warranties are honored. Check out their website at www.quartzcomputers.com or call them at 856-656-0443.
Quartz Computers, thanks a lot. Now, how do I get out of here?
I wish I knew.
That's quartzcomputers.com at 856-656-0443. Just look for the wizard in the ad.
The Sketch Club,
affordable ticket prices, intimate seating in a historical building, and plenty of free parking. Conveniently located in downtown Woodbury, a few blocks from Route 45 on the corner of Glover and Logan Streets. We're celebrating the 73rd consecutive season, bringing you the best in theater and live entertainment. For performance dates and times, call our 24-hour hotline at 856-848-8089. Performances run from Thursday to Saturday evening and a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. Sketch Club is a non-profit community theater, the oldest running in South Jersey, and we're always looking for volunteers, actors, set builders, writers, and more. All creative minds are welcomed at the Sketch Club. Call us at 856-848-8089 or check us out on the web at www.sketchclub.net. Come and experience live theater with us, Sketch Club players. That number again is 856-848-8089.
Howdy, boy. Hi, Grandpa. What's the matter? My girl's such a pain. She's got all this stuff to do before the wedding, and she's put me in charge of getting the wedding invitations printed. I don't know about any of this stuff. You need copies and more. Tell me about it. I also have to get all the flyers for the softball game this Saturday done. Yep, you need copies and more. Yes, I heard you. And what's more, I have to get print-ups of this year's quarterly at my firm. There's no way I'm going to have it all ready. What am I going to do? You need copies and more. I know I need copies and more. I'm not an idiot. Sure you are. Copies and More is the one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Flyers, invitations, presentations, even posters and magnets. Everything can be done at Copies and More. Good prices, too. Give them a call at 856-845-6770. They'll take good care of you over there. Thanks, I will. Now, don't forget that's Copies and More at 240 South Broadway in Woodbury, New Jersey at 856-845-6770. Thanks, Copies and More. And here I thought you were repeating yourself because you were losing it. No, I ain't the one who got stuck doing wedding invitations. Grandpa. That's Copies and More at 856-845-6770. Greetings to you. I am the Mystic. Thanks for tuning into my show each week, but it's only an hour show, and I know many of you miss out on the chance for your reading with me. So, I am available for private sessions, as well as parties, seminars, and benefits, of course. Give me a call at 856-803-4463, and I will assist you in all matters of love, life, health, success, and destiny. As an ordained minister of 9 years, I can also perform blessings and house clearings or the most memorable custom wedding created especially for you. Call 856-803-4463, and you can also reach me through my website at www.themysticsrealm.com. Feel the awesome power of a true psychic reading. To be knowledgeable about what is to come in your life is to be better prepared for it, and I will show you how to achieve better living through the Spirit. That number again is 856-803-4463, and I look forward to reading you.
That sounds fab. And we are back here on the Mystic Hour, Tri-State Area, and the world's free call-in live psychic talk show. I'm your host, the Mystic. We are back. Those call numbers are 856-227-1360 and 856-232-7077. Folks, I was going to wait until the end of the show for this Mystic Minute, but I've decided that since it is just about a minute, maybe two, we're going to go ahead and knock it out, and then we will continue the rest of the show with free psychic readings. So callers, those of you that are on hold, please stay on hold, and those of you that are trying, please keep trying. But in the meantime, this is Memorial Weekend, the end of it actually. We just got back, and received an interesting little piece of information today now that I came back from my holiday. And, folks, we all have to say a very, very hearty goodbye to Cindy Sheehan. Now, those of you that don't know who this person is, she is the self-appointed, quote-unquote, peace activist whose work against the United States has put her in the same category as wonderful people like Benedict Arnold, Hanoi-Jane, and she sent in her resignation letter today, stating that she, what was the exact word she used? It's pretty nasty stuff here. She said that she sent this resignation letter, including the U.S. is no longer a country that she loves. And, in the years past, she's met with Chavez, another anti-U.S. loudmouth, spent the money given to her by her government in reparations for the loss of her soldier's son. She bought a car with it. She got to travel to other communist countries with it, and just had a great time. Meanwhile, Casey Sheehan, he's the soldier who gave his life for this country, and, one of the people that I remembered during this time. The kid seems to be literally hated by his own mother. The kid's rotting in the ground, doesn't even have a headstone to preserve his memory or the sacrifice he gave to this country. And she didn't even have to buy it, folks. The government was going to provide it for her, and she just never got around to it, I guess. She called our leaders cowardly leaders who have abandoned troops in Iraq. Folks, I am so glad that this woman is finally out of our lives. She was nasty. She was a hideous-looking woman, and I can completely understand why her husband left her. She's just a hideous, hideous, treasonous wench, and I would be more than happy to send her a plane ticket, and she can run her mouth in Iraq all she wants to, but I'm so glad she's not doing it here anymore. So long, Cindy. You're nasty, nasty, nasty to this country, and we appreciate the son's sacrifice, that he actually had, more guts to give than apparently you did for this country. So, see ya. And that's my Mystic Minute, folks. Really glad to get her out of here. I'm really glad that I don't have to listen to her rantings anymore, because, we have to support our troops. We have to support our president. We have to support, the American way of life, and by jumping the gun, shooting her mouth off, calling, all these people, all these names, and just, being nasty towards the country that her own son gave his life for. I don't know. I just found it disgusting. But there you have it. So, folks, again, I want to remind you all, this is a free call-in live psychic talk show. Thank you for letting me rant. We do have a caller on the line, so we're going to take that lucky caller now. Caller, you are live. Good evening.
Hi, Mystic.
Hello there. Your name?
Susanna Gatlin from Atlanta, and now I'm in Chicago.
Oh, fantastic. So you're in Chicago now?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And that's the Windy City, I hear. So, how can I help you this fine evening?
Well, Mystic, first of all, let me say we appreciate you for taking your time and energy and effort and spreading your opinion and your good energy across the world.
Thank you.
In this uncertain times, I'm just kind of wondering, how things go with my family. That's very important to me. Plus, I just started a new home-based business. I'm wondering how that will be received. And, of course, health. I want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So if you've got any good things you'd like to throw my way, I'd love to hear them.
Well, my dear, the one thing that I can tell you is when you call my show,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see what's good or what's bad. I only see what is. And that's what keeps me honest. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll start you off with a general reading first, and usually covers a few different things. Then after which we'll have like a, quickie question and answer period. You can ask me pretty much anything you want to know. Just be sure you want the answer to it, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to start you off with that. And like I said, it should include everything. So I just kind of need you to focus on your life generally, about yourself and your family, your job, the whole thing in general. See where it's going in your life, how you want it to go, where you see it happening, and we'll just kind of go from there, okay?
Okay.
Fantastic. Stand by. One of the first things that I'm seeing, this is dealing with your present position, some of the stuff going on there. You're on a fate call right now, dear.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that you've kind of been pushed into this route, not by your own hand, but more, your higher powers, more like God's hand, kind of giving you a push in the right direction here.
Right.
And I think now you're kind of out of your denial stage with that, and I think you're accepting that, you are capable of some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
I think a lot of the the reason why you haven't done this like home-based business stuff and some of the other stuff that you're embarking on now before was out of fear.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't see that fear with you now.
Okay.
And that's a beautiful thing, dear.
It is.
You know, because really, honestly, that's all that was stopping you. It wasn't the knowledge. You already had that.
Right.
It wasn't the sensibility. You already had that. It wasn't even the support. You already had that.
Right.
It was purely fear. And you don't have that now. I really sense that. And this is awesome for you. And, you know, as far as the home-based business, you know, I was bashing Cindy Sheehan, the anti-U.S. chickie, but, you know, I'm very pro-U.S. myself. And one of the beautiful things about this great country of ours is the ability to, you know, do your own thing, no matter what it is.
Right.
You know, and you are living the American dream right now, dear, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I really sense that for you. I think you're doing very well right now. And again, you know, God has been kind of letting you do your own thing for a while here himself. You know, he's American too, you know. I read that somewhere.
Right.
But he, you know, he wants you to, you know, do well. He wants you to succeed. He wants you to do the right thing. And I sense that he's kind of let you do your own thing for a while now. And again, all the doors were open to you except for that fear one, and that was your big one, you know.
Exactly.
And because you didn't say, you know what, screw the fear, I'm going to jump, he said, you know what, you're obviously not going to jump, I'm going to make you jump. Right?
Right, exactly.
So, you know, you didn't really have much choice but to get in on this. And I think it's the right thing for you, Dan. I really do. I think this is a total fake call for you, and I think it's going to go very well for you. I really do. But, you know, the more you put into it, obviously, the better it's going to be. You know.
Exactly. It's what you make it.
Sure.
And one thing to give you a little confirmation there, Mystic, I don't know if it's the patriotic theme or what, but the name of the company is the National Companies. So
Gets no better
funny.
than that.
Yeah, you
See?
were saying that, and it was just kind of hitting every little chord. So.
Well, you know, call me psychic. That's awesome. Now, as far as your family is concerned, you know, I got to tell you, you know, I see a lot of petty stuff, rise and fall. But honestly, nothing is, you know, scary or detrimental there. There's a lot going on there, but you know, it's a tight-knit group you're from. You've got some great genes as far as, you know, dedication is concerned.
Right.
So, you know, don't sweat that, hon. You're doing great, really. And, you know, eventually, I mean, you know, you do what you want, but the more support you're getting from the family, which you're getting a lot with your own, you know, gig going on here, but the more you do that, the more you can actually let them in, too, when the time comes.
Right, exactly.
And that's a lot of fun too, you know, to work together as a team. It's a lot of fun. Take it from someone who knows. It's a beautiful
you're
thing.
You're the expert there, so I'll definitely take that to the bank. And if I never, you know, made a penny or saved a dime, it's been the people that I've met and the fact that this has brought my family closer together. So
better believe it.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Because, you know, in a sense, you're kind of starting your own little, you know, kingdom there.
Right.
And everybody's working together instead of just, you know, paying off the king or the queen, whatever. Everybody's working together, and that's the way it should be, and that's what makes it, you know, the beautiful thing that it is, truly. Truly.
That's really what's missing from, it seems like, society as a whole is that, you know, we don't have that nuclear family. You know, mother, father, grandmother, everything's kind of drifted apart. So it has been very important to me, Mystic, to get my family in one spot where we can, you know, be that extended family and help the elders and take care of the children and so forth. So
absolutely.
Right.
And, you know, there is even less excuse for it now than ever before. Because everybody says, oh, well, you know, we're so busy and we've got so much going on now and it's way different than it was 20 years ago. Yeah, it is a little busier. It is. But at the same time, you know, we have so much more capability. You know, just the other day I received a warm message from my father. You know, down there 1,300 miles away. I didn't have to wait 5 days for a letter. It took about 3 seconds. You know?
Technology has actually brought us closer. Like
it's brought us closer, so we have even less excuse to bond as a family unit. You know, not to bond. And it's ridiculous when I hear, oh, well, I don't have time to make the call. Just a couple of weeks ago on my show, you know, I had to tell somebody, literally, call your mom. You know? it was, you know, it's something that we have to do, you know. In order for our children to realize what family values are, they have to see them. They have to experience them. If they don't, they're going to be ending up out there killing each other just like the rest of the fools that don't have that unity.
Or joining gangs because, like you said, they're looking for that connection.
There you go.
Right.
And it's a sad thing, you know, that we can't all be that way. I am very fortunate. I have a very loving family at home, as well as, you know, my parents, you know, are very close, still together after all these years, and, you know, very much in love. And I'm one of the lucky few. I understand that. But, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. You know, and you're well on your way to, you know, some beautiful stuff with that. You guys got that bond. You got the glue there. And, you know, it's working for you. So God bless you on that. Just, you know, value what you have. You know,
and I really do appreciate everything. Like I said, I really had no great problems or anything to overcome. I was looking for a little confirmation to
just fear.
Appreciate, you know?
Fear is the only one you had.
Right.
And really, I mean, honestly, I got to say it again. You did real good.
Well,
you did good.
I appreciate that, Mystic. And
you're awesome.
We're
Thank you so much for calling the show.
Moonlight,
yes, I remember exactly who you are. But, yeah, I want to thank you so much for calling the show. And, you know, one thing you got to remember again, you know, yes, this you know, home-based business, it's exactly what you make it. The more you put in, the more you get out of it. And, you know, some of them are kind of scary. You know, some of them are scams, no question. I don't sense that with this one. I think you got a good thing going here, hon. I really do. So, you know, put something into it and you'll get something out of it, truly.
Well, that's definitely what I'm going to do. And thank you. I wish there was something I could give you other than just my, you know, appreciation. But,
well, there is.
There we go.
All you got to do is tell a friend. That's really all I ask of any of you out there that are listening tonight and every week that I have this show on, is that you do tell a friend so that they too can get free psychic advice every week. And whenever you're ready for a more full, in-depth, or if you know somebody that has one, by all means, you can have them give us a call at 856-803-4463, or you can just go to my website, themysticsrealm.com, and drop me a line. Can you do that?
Sure will, Mystic. Thanks again, honey.
That's all I could ask for. God bless. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, well, we've got just under 2 minutes. I want to thank all of you for tuning me in to your homes and businesses this evening. I, of course, would like to thank the lovely Karen over at WNJC for making all this radio stuff happen. She is awesome. And, of course, I'd like to thank my wonderful sponsors for making this show possible every week. And, of course, I'd like to thank the good Lord above for making all things possible, because He, my brothers and sisters, is the boss. And, again, I want to say a heartfelt goodbye to Cindy Sheehan. Never have to mention her name again. I can't wait. And, of course, I want all of you guys to check me out next week. We'll have something going on, of course, with more free psychic readings and some other surprises, I'm sure. Again, you guys can check me out on the web at www.themysticsrealm.com. Oh, and I will be appearing this Thursday at Dempster's, folks, so come and see me. And next, I think we'll be starting within the next week or two over in Sicklerville at Aloha Bay, folks. I'll be doing readings there, too. So I'll be at Thursdays at Dempster's, Wednesdays at Aloha Bay. It's going to be fabulous, so you guys check me out. All right, I am out of here. I love you all. You guys got to stay tuned for the Sports Maniacs, and gosh knows what kind of crazy mayhem they'll be up to this evening. Folks, I love you all like family. You know this. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're listening to WNJC.